your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
What's up, y'all? What's going on? It's your man, Fola Lawson, a.k.a. Senor Wapo, and you're tuned in to the latest edition of G is for Gentlemen. Do me a quick favor. Go to Twitter, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, and type in, you ready? SENORGUAPO713. And holla at your boy. Follow me on all social media outlets at that moniker, Senor Wapo 713, because I am Mr. Handsome. You dig? So what's going on? And you tuned in again to G is for Gentlemen. I appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. Just giving us your eyes and your ears so that we can just give you all things gentlemanly. And I'm telling you, I got a good show for you today. I got a friend, I got a brother, I got a colleague, I have a giant in menswear. I have a giant in social media. You know, he flies under the radar on purpose, but I tell you what he does. You know, I was just telling him offline the brand that he represents and that we're going to talk about today. People call me Mr. in that brand, and it's because of the dope clothing that he designs. It's because of the brand that he's been successful at running for the better part of, I don't know how long it's been. We'll find out in a minute. I got my guy, my friend, my brother, Fola Lawson. What's up, baby?
What's up, Caitlin? Thanks for having me on the show.
Man, you good, bro?
I'm good, man. You really deserve your own TV show. You're a natural at this.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. I just like to have a lot of fun, man. And I tell you, I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you.
So let's just jump right into it. So I know you've seen a couple of episodes, but just to kind of give you the background, this is a show about gentlemanly culture. Obviously, style is weaved into that, right? We use style as a thread to talk about a bunch of different things, right? To weave in gentlemanly culture. We talk about travel, we talk about dating, we talk about, cooking, all things gentlemanly, horology, we talk about mixology, everything, right? Today we're going to really focus in on style and do something kind of about, because you and I, we have a lot of elevated conversations.
Tons of conversations.
Yeah, tons of elevated conversations. And it's very
going all day.
Yeah, we do. And it's very refreshing. Do me a favor, pull the mic a little closer for you to make sure they get you. There we go. And thank you. And so the first thing the one question I ask all of our guests, and I'm so excited to hear it from you, your answer.
All right, I'm on the spot now.
Yeah. So get in that bag real quick. What is your definition of a gentleman?
My definition of a gentleman?
Yeah.
I'd say someone who carries themselves with character, super self-aware, always conscious about their surroundings, how they carry themselves, how they're perceived by others. No matter who it is, it could be someone who's, older than them, someone who's their boss, it could be just women they're around, but always having self-respect and respect for others. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's all about treating other people how you would want to be treated.
Yeah, man, I agree. Self-respect, that's a big one. That's a big one that I think that we need to talk about real consistently here. It's so important that I think a gentleman, part of a gentleman that people know but don't necessarily fully apply, in my opinion, is that manners part. right? But we talk about it more outwardly towards the other person. The manners to your mother, to the person you're dating, to your aunt, to the elderly woman, your neighbor, et cetera, et cetera. But I think there's a space and there's an opportunity and for conversation about being mannerable to yourself, and that's the self-respect piece.
That's huge.
You know
that's
what I'm
big.
saying?
I mean, that's where it starts. I mean, if you don't have that, if you don't respect yourself, how could you respect anybody
Facts,
else?
man.
You know, because my whole thing is that people remember you how they see you. And you kind of have to teach people, first of all, you have to learn how to see yourself, right? So you have to see yourself in certain light because you project that to everybody else. And whatever you're projecting from other people, that sticks with them forever. You know, if you think about life in the spectrum, like I've seen you a lot, but let's say I just met you. My recollection of Kalen Laws could be 30 minutes. You know, I've met a lot of people, but that 30 minutes that I met you, I define your entire character by that 30 minutes. So whatever you project, that's all I see. If you ever called me about a business proposal, I'm basing it off that 30 minutes. So it's really important to just be aware and have a strong character, and always not also trying to project something that's false, but having it come natural to where it's part of who you are. Yeah. And you're always in that essence and you're living it every day. That way you're not putting on a face or you're not putting up a front, which is, you know, something that it's hard to live a lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do, man. I totally do, brother. And I appreciate that. So what has been Fola's journey into men's style? Like what's the genesis of it? Where did it start, man?
I would have to say, I mean, it started really as a kid.
Okay.
Just watching movies.
You've been a fly guy your whole life, bro.
I wasn't fly. I was tacky like the rest of them. I mean, in high school, come on, we all wanted to look cool. Like I was a huge fan of FUBU. You know, we all like our Air Maxes and stuff like that. But you know, I say when I was a kid because I would watch movies like The Wood or Best Man, Taye Diggs, and that would inspire me. I didn't have the means to indulge in fashion or menswear, as I would put it. Fashion is such a loose term. Yeah. As I wanted to, but as I grew up, I kind of became closer to partaking in the menswear space. So getting into college, getting my first internship, getting my first job, just things like that. And I started finding that the more I took pride in my appearance, the more people would respect me and speak to me in a respectable manner, take me seriously. So it just became a self-fulfilling prophecy and an addiction almost, because it just had so many benefits. It was like, why not? You know, why not keep doing this? So, you know, if it's working for you, why change it? Yeah,
no doubt. But I totally agree, man. For me, it was the same thing. It was hard for me because I was the uber athlete. So, you know, when we were growing up, being fly and an athlete didn't really, you were looked at in certain lights. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And now it's synonymous. You know what I'm saying? Being the fashion guy, whether you're on trend or you're creating your own thing or you're in your own lane, regardless, it's part of popular culture. It's what's almost expected, right? But growing up for me, I kind of dumbed it down a lot.
Why is that? Why do you think you dumbed it down?
Well, because to be frank, I didn't want to be called gay.
That is so huge. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
I mean,
because in the 90s, that's what it was for us, bro.
It still is. You know, I find now being in the menswear space, I find that that's a big elephant in the room. And there's a lot of men who want to look the part, who want to take pride, who want to dress better. They want to look nicer, but there's this whole phobia about being labeled homosexual, and you know, I really don't have the answer for it. I don't know how to address that other than just saying be comfortable in your own skin. You know, it's just, you just have to get comfortable. There's no way around it.
I agree, man. I agree. So you've been doing this. You know, you've been interested in the space since a kid, and now you're literally professionally doing it. You've been blessed to be successful doing that. Describe your own Fola Lawson's personal style. Like describe yours, because let me kind of give this a little bit. For me, it's the way I would describe it is classically edgy.
Classically edgy,
because
I don't want to bite your style, but like that's kind of one and the same. For me, I would describe it as my style is more fluid. It's Gemini, you know. It really is. You know, sometimes I like to be clean cut, professional, and then when I'm not, I feel like, you know, I don't get a chance to wear my distressed jeans Monday through Friday. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, 'cause you
on the
clocked in.
weekend, it's just like, I'm hanging out, I'm kicking back. And then in our social space here in Houston is very relaxed. So the way I dress is always, okay, what's the occasion? Am I going to work? Am I going to a wedding? Is it nightlife with the guys, or is it a date night with the lady? So that's always first how I think of my personal style. And then second is the weather, because you don't want to force it, right? Like I see guys in the summer and want to look cool and they throw on a leather jacket. I mean, that's
Houston,
out of place. I know you want the look, but it's not comfortable.
You're gonna die.
Exactly. You want to be comfortable. You want to be relaxed. You want to just, it's just about. When I think about style, this is what I tell people. Every day you wake up, you have to drive. You have to wake up at a certain time. You have all these tasks. You might have appointments. You get on the road. You have to drive a speed limit. Style is the one thing that you have full control over. So why not exercise it? You get to paint your own picture. You get to showcase yourself in the manner you see fit. This is a one thing where as individuals we have 100% autonomy over. So it's just what it is. Have fun with it. Make yourself happy to get out of bed every day.
Yeah, man, I totally agree, bro. So, what was the genesis? Give me the high level beginning of Southern Gents. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the creative. Fola is the creative director. Kind of I'll say it because it's my show. The brains behind the brand. Behind Southern Gents, and it's a partnership, and he can dig into that if he wants to, but this guy, without him, the machine doesn't work, and it is a machine. It's a brand that I support, that I rep, that I wear, that I model, that I do it all with, because I really believe in the products, and I need everybody. That white thing, glory, that thing talks Jesus to me. White DB. But they're so hard to find. They're so hard to find. It makes me mad. But
we'll get into the pieces.
Yeah, we'll go. Yeah. So give us the genesis of it, man. Like, how did it begin?
Man, that's such a great question, because when I think about that, it's crazy how the world has changed to when we started. So when we started right in the middle, or towards the fall of 2012. I mean, I think there was Instagram, but Instagram wasn't what it is now. I don't even think we had an H&M in Houston at that time. So you couldn't get so many things. You couldn't get slim ties, you couldn't get tie bar. Right. You would have to order your tie from the tie bar and wait like a week. Yeah. Just to get a tie bar, just to get a tie clip. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't have it, if you didn't order your stuff 2 weeks ago, forget about it. You're not rocking that this weekend. So, and then it was also cultural. So what I saw, like I said, all these things that motivated me as a kid growing up, the ways that I would see guys dress in LA, in New York, in the movies, I wanted to live that lifestyle, but I didn't want to have to uproot my life to go be a part of that. So the thought was, why not try to recreate that here? And so I got with a couple of my buddies and I said, hey, let's put together some type of young professional networking. And we started doing that. We were like, okay, we're going to set up a happy hour. It's going to be an after work event. We're going to tell people to dress nicely. And, we started, I think our first one was in the Sam Hotel in downtown Houston.
Wow, Sam Houston?
Houston Hotel. Man, when I tell you, it was packed wall to wall, and it was just, from that moment, it was just evident. There were so many beautiful women, so many well-dressed gents, and we were like, okay, this is definitely something that people want. So we kept doing professional events for about 6 months to a year, and then we always knew we wanted to project into something larger and bigger. So we decided to start off as a menswear accessory brand, because we knew my friends and I, who were part of this at the time, were all had professional careers, so we knew that we could scrap our pennies and be able to produce some ties, some accessories. It wasn't anything that was too far-fetched, because I'm such a huge realist. I look at things that are tangible. I like tangible goals, and I'm a dreamer as well, but I like to know that my dreams can actually come to fruition. Right. So we came out with 5 ties, 5 lapel pins, and 5 bow ties. It was 15 item collection. Kind of did a bunch of research, got on Google, tried to find hosting, And pretty much that was it, man. We set up our online web shop, and since then we've never looked back. Just kept on growing month by month, and the customer awareness that we've been able to build, the way our fans have received it, and how everybody supported the brand has been amazing. And I mean, I couldn't make this up, and I could never in 1,000 years dream that we would be as far as we've come so far, and we still have so far to go.
Yeah, I mean, the sky is literally the limit for the brand, man. Like I said, I scream the brand from the hilltops, man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely,
from
bro.
the bottom of my heart.
It's all love, bro. We all in this together, man. And so, it's one of the. So talk to us about the progression of the pieces, though. Like really, you say you start off with accessories, with the lapel pins and the tie clips and stuff like that, and then what came next.
So it always starts with, I'm going to speak personally now, because I always start with, what are the things that I want to wear, and I either have trouble finding, or I can't find it at a decent price point that I feel is attainable. So when we started the ties, at the time you could really only find ties in like Macy's, and so a lot of the pieces were like, that super vibrant, colorful silk, kind of just loud,
right,
super wide. You couldn't find anything slim and modern. So we started with that, and we did that for a couple of months, and then we thought, okay, let's do dress shirts, because it was also hard finding spread collar shirts.
Yes.
So it had to do with a little bit what we were looking for in the market and things that we got comfortable with. It's so funny, because when we started, we always felt like we were going to be a complementary brand to other brands, which we still are. But as we moved on, we just kept seeing spaces and voids in the market where we didn't think that was being properly fulfilled.
Right.
So then we moved to I think after doing ties and shirts for a year, I started doing a lot of research, and I'm like, hey, from a business standpoint, because selling accessories, the other thing about selling accessories, it was kind of difficult, because not everybody wears those type of accessories on a daily basis. Some people, don't even dress business casual to work. So if you're not suit and tie every day, you're not in the market, you're not a Southern Gents customer. You can't be affiliated with Southern Gents. So then, I did a lot of research, and I thought to do a collection in, I think it was 2014, of top coats. I know you remember that collection.
Yeah, man.
And that also wasn't a popular item at the time. I'm like, this is something you can wear with a t-shirt, you can wear it over a vest, you can wear it on a blazer. It's a repeat wear item that I know that I would wear all the time, and I know my friends would wear all the time. So that's where I always start from the design process. Would I wear it? How often would I wear it? Where would I wear it to? And do I think the people in my circle will be influenced to wear that after seeing those pieces? And if it's a yes, it's always forward. So from there, we just kept adding to the bit by bit to our collection, and here we are. Yeah,
man, that's really dope, bro. So give 3 tips you give the aspiring fashion designer and or brand owner. Like three. I know you can get 3,000.
Aspiring designer.
Yeah,
The one who have to break it down.
The one who really wants to get into design and or owning a brand.
Okay. On the design aspect, just make sure that you really believe in what you're trying to sell. You really believe in your vision. Do your research. Make sure there's a space, like there's an actual space. So I'll give you an example. If someone who wanted to design denim jackets would have a very, very hard time, because that market is almost 100% defined by Levi.
Right.
Levi is the denim jacket.
The trucker jacket. Yeah.
You're gonna have to convince a ton of people why they should wear your product over a Levi jacket. And not saying it's impossible. You just need to solidify your vision, know what it is you're trying to accomplish. That's from the design standpoint, right? On the branding standpoint, it's pretty much the same, but now we have to talk about business. You need to talk about what is it actually going to take to get this off the ground. You need to consider startup capital. Do you want to start with accessories? Do you want to start with shoes? Because that's like a difference between $1,000. We're talking $20,000 difference. You
Right.
can get an accessory brand off the line for $1,000.
Yeah.
You want to do shoes, it's going to cost you at least $20,000, and that's probably product only. So you just need to be realistic and know that things are tangible. You need to think about how many people is it going to require? Is it just going to be you? Do you have a job? How much time do you have to offer to this endeavor on a day-to-day basis? Because it's going to take time. You know, it might be smart to involve other people, or maybe you just want to do it yourself. You know, there's a lot of tools. There's Shopify. So I think those are the two important things, advice that I wish somebody would have given me.
Yeah.
Because we kind of just jumped into it, but we've kind of found our way throughout the process. It's been painful, but quite rewarding.
Yeah, man. I can only imagine, man. It's been a really just seeing for the past I guess 3 or 4 years we've developed our relationship and friendship, man. It's been one of those things that it's been a dope. It's really been dope seeing the progression of you as a person, progression of you as a man, and of you guys as a business, man. It's really been dope. And speaking of dopeness, this portion of the show is sponsored by a dope company called KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com, and use coupon code DOPE with an exclamation mark for 10% off of exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast. So let's get to it, man. So you shoot, right?
I shoot.
You kind of dope.
Shoot to kill.
Yeah, you do. yeah. You kind of dope with the camera, man.
Appreciate you.
You're very dope. You're one of my favorite in the city. Yeah, absolutely. And I know you don't really tout it that much because you really focus on using that talent to build the brand. But you design. You help negotiate different contracts and talk about some things to some degree. Talk to us about being a multi-skilled person when you own a business.
What year is it? It's 2018, right?
Yeah, bro.
That's just the way of the world. I mean, if you're trying to win, you got to wear like 50 hats, you know? So
our producer just said facts, yo.
Either you have time or you have money, right? So, you know, I know a lot of us just don't have deep pockets, you know? So if you don't have deep pockets, you got to use your time. Your time is valuable. You know, sweat equity, they say sweat equity is the best equity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, it was just important to learn how to do different things, different skill sets, and you still have to learn how to delegate because that's a skill in itself, and it eventually becomes a necessity. But man, just starting out any business, not just retail, not just branding, but any business, you're gonna have to do a bunch of different things because no one is going to believe you, right?
Yeah.
And the more you execute, the more you begin to show that you're really serious about your commitment, what you're trying to bring to the world, you'll have other people jump on board.
Facts,
you know, if I had pretty poor work ethic or pretty poor imagery and imaging, and I didn't know who you were, and I sent you a DM, I'm like, hey, I got this brand I want to shoot, you probably wouldn't even respond. You know, and that's just the way of life. You know, like I said when we started this interview, you have to learn how to see yourself, and you have to teach people how to see you. So, you know, when I started Southern Gents, I wanted this to be something very powerful, something very iconic. So I knew from the start that the imagery had to be there because that's just always going to be a selling point. Yeah. It's really a language of communication.
Yeah, man, it really is a language of communication because people. I mean, it's the apparel business. It's the garment business. People want to see what it looks like on.
I mean, what do they call it? What's the biggest platform right now?
Social media.
Which one?
Instagram.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
the gram.
Exactly.
Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah. They want to see it.
You're talking imagery second after second after second. You know, not only, and that doesn't mean that everything that you post has to be phenomenal or whatever, but you know, whether it's just the angle or the way you speak into the camera, it's a skill set that. In today's world, if you want to get ahead, there's no getting around it.
You know, it's especially when that's the relevant, that being the internet, right? Digitally is the relevant form of media at this point. You know, print is dying, is dying down. broadcast is still strong, but broadcast is now as we are over the internet, right? And so being able to master that space in whatever lane you're in, I think is important. I don't care if you're in education, I don't care if you're in law, whatever the case may be. You can be just typical sales. You need to master that, man. So let's talk personal for a second, bro.
Okay, let's do
describe the perfect suit for Fola.
The perfect suit.
The perfect suit for Fola.
I gotta pick one.
Hey, you pick as many as you want, bro.
I'll have to go light and I have to go dark.
Okay.
Just because I like to mix and match a lot, or just wear a complete set. So I'd take a solid navy suit and a khaki suit, because then I could wear those. I could wear all navy, I could go all khaki, I could go navy blazer and khaki pants. That's 5 days a week right there. Just those two items. I really don't need much.
Yeah.
So you give me
get
those
3
two.
white shirts.
Exactly. Exactly. You could take
switch the
suit
shoes
pants,
up. Yep.
Lose the blazer, wear some navy pants, white shirt, roll up the sleeves. That's happy hour right there with some loafers. So
right, or Casual Friday.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So when dressing the modern, sophisticated gent, what are 5 things they have to remember when them dressing themselves? The guy who's trying to be the modern, sophisticated gentleman in 2018. What are 5 things you think he has to consider?
5 things. So I'm gonna try. I was gonna respond in saying that there's no rules, which there really aren't. So I'm not big on creating rules and boundaries, but I do think they're kind of codes that you want to kind of follow. The first, obviously, would be grooming, right? Got to make sure you're well groomed. Haircut, beard, whatever, trim nicely. Hygiene, personal hygiene is huge, because you can't be fresh out here and walking around musty.
Fresh and funky. We're not doing fresh and funky.
Exactly. So there's that. So that's 4 more. Tailoring.
Okay.
Properly tailored items.
The fit. Yep.
I don't care where you shop. It's all about the fit. Even if you buy stuff from us, I don't care if you bought it from Tom Ford. Nothing is gonna, except it's bespoke and custom, and you made it especially for you. Nothing is gonna fit you in immaculate fashion.
And even when it's bespoke, man, there's still a couple of fittings with that.
Exactly.
Every bespoke piece I have, I never got it back the first time, and it was perfect. I had to go back and send it back in, or go to the tailor and say, no, adjust it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for sure, tailoring is 100%, man.
So let's go 3 more. So that's 2 right there, right? Grooming, tailoring. I'd say 3. I'd say less is more. Meaning, no need to overdo it. No need to wear super colorful, or you don't need to do too much. Style is something that it's when it's done right, it doesn't have to be overdone. It speaks for itself. You can just tell. We just talked about a navy suit. Navy suit, no accessories, just properly tailored, would look flawless on almost anybody. Second, I'd have to say, again, this is my real my realism kicking in. You gotta be cost conscious. You know what I mean? One thing that I personally don't like to see, and as a brand owner, is people going for broke trying to look the part. Because that doesn't make any sense. We're here to sell a progressive, forward-thinking lifestyle, and you have to be conscious. You got to be responsible. There's this whole trend of you have to if you want to be stylish, you have to spend a lot of money, and that's not true. And that's a huge reason why I wanted to start Southern Gents, because I just wanted to make stuff accessible to people. So you want to spend for quality products, but you also don't need to overspend. You know what I mean? It's and we all have, I'm not here to tell anyone how to spend their money, but we all have different pockets. So just be conscious. Buy pieces that'll last. Don't trends are cool, but don't overindulge. Because you don't want to buy a closet full of joggers and then you can't wear them next year.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Facts,
so,
man.
And then lastly, let me think. What more tip can I give on the style tip? Your style is everything. It's the biggest investment you'd ever make. You never, even if you're just hanging out or you're going to happy hour, you would be surprised how you taking yourself seriously, your image, your persona can you could get a huge discount on the car just because you look like you could just get the best sales rep,
bro.
You know what I mean?
I've gotten jobs.
You could get jobs just going to lunch.
I've gotten job offers just for looking nice. Oh my God, what people are walking up opportunity. What do you do? I'm a teacher, bro. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? No, I got to figure out how. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes a conversation piece. And I'm gonna talk to our folks that are conversing with us online, our Facebook Live people, and ask that you subscribe to our show on all the major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback. Be nice. And share this entire show with your family and friends. And donate. We need your coin. Donate to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate. Now, lastly, man, one thing that you guys have become.
I got some questions for you too.
Whoa! First time, I love it. I love it. So, last one. Okay.
No. Go ahead. We got time.
One thing that's become a hallmark for the brand for Southern Gents, I'm telling you, please go to s-gents.com or go to is it s_gents?
S-gents.
No, I'm talking about on Instagram.
Oh, on Instagram it's s_gents.
Yeah, on Instagram s_gents.
Yeah,
check
you can't
it out,
do the dash on Instagram.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Check it out. S_gents on Instagram or s-gents.com. I swear by the brand. I'm telling you. But one thing that's become a hallmark when you guys have really been pushing hard. You've had them for a while, but it's really, I think, becomes a successful piece for you is headgear.
Man,
where's your? But you like me, you love headgear.
Yeah,
Where'd that come from?
I just think it's just if you had to pick one item that could change an outfit, that's it. You know what I mean?
Facts, bro.
You know,
like, yes,
when I think about just going out, like nightlife is huge, right? Because I think it's when you think about dressing professional, it's more about the suit. It's more about are you wearing a vest, a dress shirt? Like there's a certain elements, and then when you wanna go out to the club or to the lounge or to happy hour, to dinner with the wife.
Yeah.
It's like, man, what do I wear? Like,
yeah.
If I wear a T-shirt and some sneakers, I feel like I'm underdressed. But you throw a fedora on that, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh my gosh, you look so nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you could put that on a blazer, you could put it on a vest, you could wear a hat with anything. You can wear it with sneakers. It is the one item that immediately dresses up an outfit.
Totally agree, man. Yeah. So I feel excited. I've never been interviewed on my own show. Talk to me.
Okay, so I have to ask, what do you like the most about the Southern Gents brand?
So what I love the attention to detail.
Okay.
With the brand, it's menswear. We only get a certain number. We only have a certain number, a few pieces, 12 pieces we have with certain type of pants, certain type of waistcoat or vest, belts, etc. We don't have the options in terms of the types of pieces that women have, right? So to me, the nuanced details make the difference. That and the quality. Okay. You guys, quality is second to none. If I would say detail / design would be number one. Number two would be the quality, second to none. Number three would be the price point. You put them all together, you have the perfect pieces for me. If I had, and so it's.
You got us pretty much down. Okay?
Yeah,
keep
bro.
Going, keep going.
I'm just saying because it's one of those things like I can't fit everything because of my silhouette. I'm 6'4" and kind of muscular, so whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's any kind of brand, right? There's certain things I just can and can't fit. But the things that I can fit, and I rock with are so the design and quality and details. Like probably my favorite piece. If I had my favorite piece would be, and I don't know the name of it, but it's when we shot the boot campaign. The camel
boot or the camo jacket.
No, it's the boot.
The boot. Okay.
The boot with the
sport boot.
Yeah, the sport boot. The sport boot.
So I'm talking about weekend. You want to get out, but you want to look dressy. But you don't want to. You know what I mean?
And see, for me, for the guy that I am, I would wear those to work, to class. Yeah. But I'm in the environment that could be a little fluid.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I wear that to work. I'm in a college environment.
Yeah, still a wingtip boot.
Absolutely, still a wingtip boot with the right pants, and then all of your fedoras. Every fedora that I have of yours, or that I've worn of yours, I've wanted to steal from you. If I didn't have it, I wanted to jack you. I wanted to pull a pistol out and jack you.
I got one for you, so you ain't got to jack me.
You know what I'm saying? And so the fedoras, bro, because I'm a hat guy. I'm a Southern guy. I grew up. My folks are from Memphis, Tennessee, land of the pimping and church at the same time, and so I just grew up seeing headgear. Whether it's a fedora, whether it's a trilby, whether it's a newsboy, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It's just headgear for me is the quintessential thing that you guys have.
It almost feels like you feel naked when you're not wearing headgear these days.
Facts.
It's like, once you get into dressing and you try one on and you wear one out, it's just
And you figure out the one
like
that
the
actually fits your
finishing.
head and fits your face,
Exactly.
the right one. Yeah, and I'm like you. I got a narrow face, so a lot of stuff fit me. A lot of hats just really fit me well, and so. And then the beard, then it helps with the whole beard and all that thing because it's a top and bottom thing from a style perspective. So I really dig it, man. Like I really, and I'm so excited now about the white DB. I know it's seasonal.
Okay.
I know it's seasonal, but it's so because I was just looking for one prior to you guys coming out, and I was like, God, I wish they would have came out with it like 2 weeks prior because I had just purchased something for a wedding I was in, and it had to be all white, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a popular one. That's a good one. That's one of my favorites.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, it's. I mean, everything's classic. That's the goal of the brand.
And these waistcoats y'all got, man. Bruh, you guys
Look,
are killing
man,
the game right now.
everything
Son.
classic. So my whole moniker is just to, timeless attire only. First of all, like I said, if I wouldn't wear it for the long haul, I'm not going to put it out or try to design it. But really, my goal is to create a timeless online closet. I want people to look at this and come on the website and really just build their closet from the things that we put out, and that has to do with not putting out too many options, not making people feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's really by design, but I'm really thinking about people. What are the things that I know that people need in their closet, would love to have, and can have for years to come, with proper maintenance, proper care, mix and match. I mean, this is for the people. This is very much for the people.
And another thing I love about it is the offerings you have appeal to all men.
Oh, it's something for everybody.
Something for everybody.
Something
You
for
know what I'm
everything.
saying?
Your dad, your brother.
Yeah, the minimalist or the
Exactly.
guy that wants the super sartorial dandy man. You know what I'm saying? It just because of your color options, because of your eyewear. It's just so many different things.
We're just getting started, bro.
I know. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. So, I'm fanning out. I'm wigging out. I'm telling you guys, there are not too many brands that I love. The only brand I probably love more than SJ at this point is probably Ralph Lauren, just because they've been around for 55 years.
Ralph is the king.
Yeah, he's the king of Americana.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was going to ask you, since you brought up Ralph, what do you think the roles are today for influencers such as yourself? And also, what do you see the menswear landscape? Like, how would you define it? Do you like it? Do you wish it was a little different?
Yeah.
Do you think it's in a perfect state?
So for me, so your first question is what I think the roles are for an influencer. I think the role is it's incumbent upon the influencer at this point, I think, to really continue to do it for the passion and for the reason that they first got into it. A lot of guys trying to make $1. A lot of guys trying to, and I get it. It's a lot time consuming. You do spend money as an influencer. You're getting shots, going and time even more than money sometimes. If you're blessed enough for it to be a source of revenue, some guys do it full time. You got your Blake Scotts and your Ellie Infantes and your Travis Whites. These guys, they monetize it really well. But if you're a guy like me who didn't get into the space to monetize it, I'm thankful that I can, blessed that I can, but I do it for the love of the space. So I think if you continue to do it for the love of the space will continue to grow. The space, because you want to do something different than just the same pose, or you want to learn about more than just the style. You want to learn about the textile and the fabric. You want to learn about the cut. You want to understand the maintenance of it. You really want to dive into the space. And so where do I see it going? I think we're at because it's so flooded. First of all, the true influencers, there aren't too many of us, because you're an influencer as well. Even though you're a brand owner, you're still an influencer. You wear both.
Try to project a little lifestyle
exactly.
on y'all every now and then. Once time permits.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And so, true influencer, there's so many quote bloggers or Insta bloggers out right now because of the platform, right? Because it's easy to take. These phones are great. You can take a dope picture, go to Visco, throw a little filter on it. People think it's professionally done, but then when you come against someone who does create real content, you're like, oh wait a minute, I gotta step my game up. I think there's an opportunity for those who of us who look at it in an artistic or as an artisan in an artistic framework, which is how I look at it. It's an opportunity for us to separate ourselves, not from a competition standpoint, but from a really an opportunity to be doper and be more creative. And so that's why I really got into this space, because I love creativity. My interest into creativity was poetry. I started writing poetry at 12 years old, published poet at 19, at 17. And so, so
you're Mr. Do It All here.
Yeah, well, I love art, man.
Gift of the gab.
I love
artist,
art, bro. I love art, bro. Like I've always
model. What else you got?
Well, I draw,
acting.
I do act. Yes, you know what I'm saying. So it's one of those things. I think it's incumbent upon us to be well-rounded, and I think that's what the influencer has to be, is well-rounded, because an influencer sells a lifestyle, not a product.
I couldn't agree more.
You see what I'm saying? And so
more.
I use fashion, right, in style to educate people about having a better life. If you look at all none of my captions on any post that I post are ever about the product. It's about how to make yourself better, how to let your dopeness ooze out, how to be great, that you are kings and that you are queens. You know what I'm saying? And I want to tell Facebook, y'all some kings and queens too. And we appreciate y'all, Ariel, Michael, Mom. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe so that you can get the rest of the show. So that's those some dope. Listen, put me in the hot seat, bro. I wasn't ready for the questions.
We're giving back to the people, right? We got to give them information, tell them what they want to hear.
I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate you. So I tell you what I want to give them though, right?
Okay.
I want to let them know what their shoes say about them. So we're gonna talk about a couple pairs of shoes, a few pairs of shoes, right?
Okay.
So let's talk about Bulchers first. So Bulchers, I call them the school specials, right? Mm-hmm. So Bulchers are they're the rounded, kind of thick dress shoe. And when we say what your shoes say about you, we're talking about your dress shoes specifically, okay? Because sneakers are sneakers are a lot more fluid because they're made for creativity. But those Bulchers, if you're not in grade school wearing a uniform, you shouldn't have those shoes. I'm sorry. You just shouldn't have them. Yeah,
they're kind of difficult to pull off.
Yeah,
they're really bulky. And not
very bulky, not slimming. I know, at this stage, there are so many brands that create a wide fit for their silhouette, for their shoe, like a Taft. Mm-hmm. They're really good at creating a wide fit. You can even go, and they make phenomenal shoes. Mm-hmm. You can go to ASOS, and they have a whole wide section on ASOS. You see what I'm saying? You got brands. Allen Edmonds does wide.
I think when it comes to shoes, shoes, like you mentioned, anybody who's wearing those, it all comes down to education.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think that for a lot of gentlemen, when it comes to dressing up in a more gentlemanly manner, places where you would wear more formal wear, whether it's dress shoes or whatever, it's kind of like, I'm gonna just throw whatever on. It's like, I'm just go to work, just throwing a uniform. It's back to everything that we said. You got to take self-pride.
Agreed.
And have fun with it. You got to do this every day anyway. So why not try to get something that you really, because you couldn't be convinced that guys really love those Bulchers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, no one really likes those. People who end up with those shoes, they just kind of grab them. Like, you know what I mean? I need some all black that I can wear with some slacks. I can't wear my Air Maxes, so I'm going to get these here for $29.99. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't think anyone's like, I want those.
Those Bulchers, right.
Get those right there.
But I think it's important to let folks know that you don't have to settle for that.
Nah, you don't.
You really don't. If you do your homework, it ain't gonna be $29.99 a good shoe. But you do your homework, you invest in a good shoe. You don't even have to pay $100 for a decent shoe. You know what I'm saying? You invest in a decent shoe that's gonna look nice. It's gonna slim you up. It's gonna make you feel a lot better. A second shoe I want to talk about is the Jester. Right now, Jester's a really common shoe. Trendy guys. You always see guys in this. It's kind of a almost a pointy toe. You see the guys, the young influencers or the young guys with the big flower lapel and the navy, big flower lapel pin and the navy suit. Like every guy wears them. And they're brown. Yeah, oftentimes they're brown. No, not those. No, not those. They're the light brown ones.
Chelsea's.
Yeah, those are Chelsea's. The light brown ones you should see. And I may not have named them. My bad. But the issue with the Gesture is they're not oftentimes made out of the best textile, the best
material.
Yeah, material, the best leather, the best hide. But they're also, because they slim and get narrow at the toe, they get that crease after a lot of wearing. So to me, that's the downfall for them. So what that says is you're a novice. you understand that you need to step it
You
up.
step up, but you're not quite there.
Not quite there. You know what I'm saying?
Still got some work to do.
Because of the
Construction in progress.
and because of the construction of the shoe isn't always the best. You see what I'm saying? They don't use a Goodyear welt or anything of that nature. So
it's just not that stylish of a shoe.
it's not. It's not. It's not. You can find them a lot of places, but you want to start. I think where you want to start, and this next shoe talks about you being specialized in understanding what style is, and that's the monk strap, the double and single monk. I think that, to me, that starts the really nice shoes, and they've exploded within the past 5 years or so.
And it's not that risky, right? You know, like you can't go wrong with the pair. Like whether you go black or you go brown, it's hard to find a poorly looking monk strap. The cuts are usually nice and slim.
Yep, it's a rounded
buckles
toe.
Aren't really not extreme. Easy to throw on. So and then you can wear it with jeans as well, because some of the dress shoes you can't like Oxfords, more difficult to wear a pair with jeans. So that's kind of like a very versatile dress shoe.
To me, it's the most versatile dress shoe, and it's my favorite one. Right? Well, that one and another one we're gonna talk about, and another one we're gonna talk about is my second favorite. Well, not second. It's my I don't know, still on the same level, and that's the Chelsea.
Yeah.
Now the Chelsea. The Chelsea is brother badass to me.
Yeah, Chelsea,
that's what that
Chelsea's
says.
Dope.
It says brother badass
yeah.
because Chelsea, you put that on with a suit, you put that on with some jeans. If you got enough boxer, you can put it on with some joggers. You know what I'm saying? Like it just really depends. But the Chelsea is the boot that I think it signifies that you know what you're doing and you're comfortable in this lane.
So if you had to pick two shoes that every gentleman should have, you'd go with a monk strap and a Chelsea boot.
I would.
That's a good recommendation. I could rock with that.
Yeah, I would
I approve.
you approve. I appreciate the approval. Fola approves, everybody. So I'm good. I think it's important because you can wear that with pretty much anything, and then you throw on some some plimsoll white sneakers, and you're set. You're set in my opinion. We're talking with Fola from S Gents, man, and maybe you have a brand. Well, guess what? You can get your advertising needs answered right here at the Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Possibly you may have a need to reach out to thousands of people to build your brand or sell your product. If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at the Sphere. We offer a wide variety of delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the U.S. as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Get on your phone. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. Let's keep it moving. I think this next shoe talks about being classic and iconic.
Okay.
And it's the penny loafer.
Let's see what you got.
The penny loafer.
Yeah.
It's the loafer, bro.
Now we're talking.
It's classic and iconic. Like it's the shoe. It's the me. I probably would say every man needs to have one of those too. Now you have to be careful with the pennies though, because pennies can look dated if you don't know which penny to wear with what, and you don't understand your foot. Like if you talk about the vamp, you know what I'm saying? The vamp being too high or too low, things of that nature. So the pennies that y'all have.
Yeah, so the pennies, I love the penny loafer and I also love the tassel loafer. I go back and forth with both. I like the tassel because it usually has more of like a higher vamp. It's slightly more comfortable than the penny loafer, and with that you get the tassels that cover up the creases that you talked about in the other shoe. On the penny loafer, however, I mean, that shoe, you put that with a pair of jeans, you put that with a suit. If you have them well polished and looking clean, it just looks like a sniper.
Yeah, bro.
What I mean? Like, it's just like, okay. Like it means business without doing too much. You could wear it with socks, you could wear it with no socks, both different looks. We're going to be showcasing a lot of penny loafer looks on our Instagram next coming months. So hope all your listeners stay tuned and just
man, go
get
check
ready
them
for
out.
what we got dialed in
For sure. Next is now if you're comfortable with these, you're an aficionado. Point blank, you are an aficionado, and that's a wingtip brogues. That's the most formal outside of the most formal shoe that you can have, is because of the design, because of the perforations, because it doesn't matter if the detailing, broguing, it don't matter if it's a long line, like in the picture, that's a long line wingtip. It goes all the way back, right? But you could have some of the short line that just stay on the cap of the toe. Some go higher up the vamp. It just really depends on whether you want an Oxford or you want a wingtip. But I think that it's the consummate. It's the consummate, that, and also the Oxford cap toe.
Cap toes are dope. There's just something about the laces on the cap toe, just sleek and concise. Just the cap. It's so interesting how just the detail from a cap, it completely looks different from like a bloche, like you mentioned in your initial post. It just immediately looks more dressy, more formal. It does, without doing the most. It's almost like I look at it as like a stealth jet. One of those like army like stealth. Just sleek, straight to the point.
Agreed, man. Agreed. And the last one, I want to talk about. This one says style suicide.
Let me see what you got.
And that's the square toes.
No, you can't do those. I mean, you could. It'll get you to work and back. It'll get you there. It's like a hoopty. It'll do its job. You know what I mean? Like, it'll get you from point A to point B. But you might not.
Look, bro. Look, square toes were they had their place in like early 2000s and later. You know what I'm saying? And before. You had to, especially when Giorgio Brutini was real big, and the Kenneth Cole square toes and all of this kind of
stuff. And okay, there is one caveat. There are some square toes, but this is not what you're talking about. There's a slim square toe. Like I've seen some Chelsea boots with a nice square rounded toe, but you're talking about the flat.
I'm talking about the flat
Subway sausage joints.
Yes, sir.
Subway sandwich.
Yeah, 6 inch. I'm not talking about those joints, bro.
Okay.
Those black. Those you got to get rid of them. Again. They're comfortable for a lot of people because of their wide.
Laziness. I really don't think anyone goes out looking for those shoes. Those are the type of shoes that people end up with just because they grab the thing closest to them.
There's a generation.
It's all about education, and that's where influencers such as yourself, maybe you should do before and afters. Just show people the difference between those traditional square-looking shoes and a more rounded shoe, because what it does is it just leans you out. It just makes you look.
It slims you. Slims you
a lot more fashionable. The leather on the square toes are usually very poor because they're cheaply made shoes. They're just, they're not made by people who have an addiction for menswear. And actually, have you ever seen square toe wingtips? I haven't.
Oh, I pray to God I never see that.
That's my point exactly.
Yeah.
People, shoemakers, shoe artisans who've been making shoes for hundreds, 200 years, they're not gonna make that kind of shoe.
Right. They're not. So quickly, man. And I just want to give 5 quick tips, right, to the people. Next, let's move forward on Style 101. 5 quick tips to perfect your shirt, jacket, and tie combo. Right.
Ooh, shirt, jacket, and tie combo.
So
5 quick. Okay,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you start.
Okay. So number 1 for me, always remember that your tie and lapel width should be the same size or close.
Okay, I definitely wasn't gonna come up with that one. That's a good one.
Because it just know, like, if you're wearing and that's actually traditional sartorial rules. But just think about it. You're wearing a skinny tie with a 3.5-4 inch peak lapel. It doesn't look. It's just, it looks, the scale is off. It looks unbalanced, right? So it's all about balance. So if you run a modern suit with a thinner lapel, get a thinner tie. It's just that simple. You see what I'm saying? Number 2, if wearing a tie pin, this is like, should be common sense, but it's not. The tie pin is not supposed to be wider than the tie.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And it should, and traditionally, you kind of want to place it between the second and third button, because if it's too high, it's just awkward because it competes with the knot. If it's too low, you don't get to see it.
Exactly.
So between the second and third button, most jackets, you'll be able to see your shirt from button 4 on up. So second and third button is kind of that middle way, right? Number 3, make sure the lapel pin doesn't overshadow the lapel, right, or compete with the pocket square. Right,
I'm good with that one.
You see what I'm saying? Because it just looks busy. It looks too busy and it's crowded. A lot of times, maybe you might be the guy. I like to wear my lapel pins on the same side as my pocket square. Everybody doesn't. I prefer that. So that's why I love y'all's pens. When I first got into lapel pins, I was guilty of doing the big flowers.
Right.
Quickly got rid of those, right? And
They
also
overwhelm the outfit.
and also be careful with those flowers. You want it.
The smaller the better.
Smaller
no
the better.
more than 1 inch.
Yeah. And even the kind that poke through your lapel, be careful with that because it can
I would stay away from those too.
Yeah, get the punch, the kind that you punch through the buttonhole, right?
Yeah.
Number 3, or number 4 rather, tie and pocket square should never match.
Agreed. Facts.
I don't care what Steve Harvey did or said, how much money he made. I don't care about those sets you see in the store. Tie and pocket square should never match, right? And the last one, the knot should be appropriate for your collar width, right? So what I mean, if you have a skinny tie, probably don't want to wear the skinny tie with a cutaway.
No, you don't.
You see what I'm saying? It's not the right collar.
You'll see the actual the tie knot and the extension of the tie.
Absolutely.
It's not a big enough tie to hide.
Yeah.
Anything.
Right.
The behind the scenes work that's going on back there.
Facts.
Yeah.
And my bonus one, I said 5, but this is my bonus one. Please, and Fola might tell you otherwise. I don't think so because I've never seen him advocate this. Please stop with the Trinity knots and the Eldridge knots. Please.
I try not to be. I try not to be a hater, but
I'm not being a hater, bro. But it's just
I never say nothing, but that's like a pet peeve.
It's a pet peeve. I just can't deal with it.
Yeah.
It's creative. It's cool looking to be able to do
Some
that.
Some people could pull it off, but
some people can. But it's very rare that cats could do that, man.
I'll add 2 more.
Add to it, bro.
I'll add 2 more. I'd say always go dark. Not always. So I'm speaking from a assumption that I'm not speaking to people who are style experts
right.
and like very affluential menswear connoisseurs. Stick with a dark tie. It's just easy.
It is
easy. You can never screw up a dark tie. It's like pancakes. You can't mess that up. You know what I mean? Black, navy, dark gray, brown, and texture is important too. You could always go silk,
right?
But you could never go wrong with like a cotton, linen type of wool blend fabric. It just has that texture. It just says that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I'm very confident, and I'm taking a conservative approach to style that's always timeless. So going dark with the tie would definitely be my number 1 suggestion. And 2 is try to stick. Again, if you're not a style expert, stick with a plain colored shirt. Because people get carried away with patterns. You might have your blazer might have patterns, or your tie might have patterns, and then they wear a shirt with patterns too.
Yeah.
So that's just noisy.
Yeah.
So if you keep your tie and if you keep your tie a dark color, and you keep your shirt a plain color, a plain lighter color to contrast, it'll always work for you.
Yeah,
it'll always work. You can't mess that up.
Especially under the 3 colors, the 3 suits every man should have.
Exactly.
That's the navy and 2. Well, that's the navy, the black, and the gray.
I really think when it comes to, I like that you brought up the topic. I think people just overthink things, and they try too hard.
Right.
Less is really more. A white shirt with a nice tie. It could be a plain or a pattern tie, well tailored, like we talked about at the beginning of the segment. That's really all you need to do with proper dress shoes, loafers, monk straps. You do those 3 things, you're set.
Yeah, you're set as a gentleman. And we also want you guys
don't put a fedora on it.
Oh God,
Ooh-wee.
Kaboom! Right? We want you guys to be set. In all parts of your life, including finances. As such, this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the U.S. offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Do not become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email us at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask how you can participate in a complimentary, again, that means free, financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. Fola, I appreciate you coming by, hanging out with us, man.
Thanks for having me.
This
It was a
joint
pleasure.
always
This was
goes
fun.
down. It always goes really fast, especially when you have guys that you can talk this space with for eons and eons. You got to get you to come back, man. Let the people know how they can follow you, man, and get in contact with you.
First and foremost, please do check out our website at www.s-gens, that's gents, s-gents.com. And please check us out on Instagram. Give us a follow. It's S_GENTS. Southern Gents. Check us out. I'm sure you'll see something you like, or just stay tuned. Let us be an inspiration for your style desires, your wishes. As you know, the seasons change. We're always trying to put out content that make people inspired, and just gives you the motivation to live a progressive lifestyle, whoever you are out there.
Yeah, man. So it's your man, Kalen Laws. Make sure you follow me at Senior Wapo 713 on all social media outlets. Go to the website, go to the blog, check out what we have, www.seniorwapo713.com. Listen, raise your glass, Fola. This is what we do before we leave every time. You can keep it gangster or you can keep it gentlemanly, but you must always keep it G. Until next time.
I like that.